America is not worth the grind anymore. It's not worth the hard work and many hours they tell you to put in. They tell you if you work hard enough and put in more time, then you will have better results when that's just not true. You will constantly work hard and put in more hours and be pushed to the bottom of the pile. You will be used and abused. All you do is kiss butt. Kiss the CEO's butt, kiss the government's butt, kiss everyone's butt, and they give you nothing in return. And you think that's what the American dream is. That's what you think it is. You've accepted it. Most people have accepted as that's what it is. You will every day get up, go to work, go home, give your money, give this fake paper currency that you just spent 8 hours of your life that you will never get back. You would take that paper that you just got and give it to someone else for the bare minimum that used to be free. Water, fruit, you will go give someone this fake paper currency that you just spent 40 hours of your life working for the bare minimum and get nothing out of it. And then, even when you do and go get the stuff that was free, the bare minimum, the fruit, the water, how much chemicals and pesticides and steroids do they put in this stuff? Do they put in your vegetables, your fruit, your meat? We have an obesity epidemic in America. We have a depression epidemic in America, a loneliness epidemic in America. They say we're the wealthiest we've ever been when really 99% of that new wealth is in the 1%, while Americans don't have any. Your average American doesn't have any of it. Your average American works 40, 50, 60 hours a week and has none of that wealth that we're so called getting now. We're the most wealthy country in the world. We have the most wealth you've ever had, and your average American has none of it. It's all in the top. It's all in the top. Where's mine? Where's yours? Where's your friends? Where's your neighbors? Where's my parents? Where's this random person on the street? Where's their wealth? How come the rich person who doesn't work has the wealth? How come the rich person who doesn't know what it's like to go through this economy without billions and trillions of dollars a month? You know what I'm saying? How do they get the wealth? Instead of the person that runs America, the person that makes the wealth for them, the person that makes the product and provides the service, the one that slaves away for $14 an hour just to afford a bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't help nothing. There's only three things that America are good at: healthcare, which no one can afford. You can go to in Vietnam, someone broke his cheekbone playing rugby. He got same day surgery. He got the ambulance ride, same day surgery. Stayed for 6 nights and got medicine, antibiotics, all of that, while still getting the food, all of that, for $1,100. 1,100. How much would that cost? Yeah, that might sound like a lot, but how much would that cost in America? This was a medical emergency that he got same day surgery, stayed in the hospital for basically a week. Ambulance ride, all of that. The ambulance ride in America would cost 6, 7 times that. $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 just for the ambulance ride. Yet the actual surgery, if it's even the same day. So American healthcare, yeah, that definitely doesn't win. It might be the best, but it's financial burden to even get a cough. It's a financial burden. You know what I'm saying? Infrastructure, no one can afford. You can't afford a nice apartment. My freaking roof and wall in my bathroom are separating, and my apartment costs $1,850 a month. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then the ability to make wealth, which once again is actually getting harder with AI, with everyone's jobs getting replaced. The CEOs are giving you no wages. Housing prices have went up 1,054% since 1973, while wages have only went up 91%. So wages have only went up less than a tenth of what prices to buy a house has went up. So people say, get into real estate, get into real estate. You can't. It's impossible. You know what I'm saying? It's not like the boomers. They could buy 10 houses with one income. Now you need 10 incomes to buy one house. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't, it's just not the same. And then after all of that struggling, let's say you finally do. You've put in the hours. You've put in the hard work. You got the nice house. You got the car. You've built some success. You've got some status. You've built up a life worth living. So now you're like, you know what? I want to start a family now. You said you want to start a family in America? You really said that. You really said that. Wow. Wow. You haven't learned anything from your mistakes, have you? You haven't learned from the people around you, have you? You haven't learned from the government itself, have you? You haven't learned from the court system favoring women over men, have you? You haven't learned from feminism, have you? You haven't learned from the dethronement of masculinity, have you? You haven't learned from any of this, have you? You haven't learned that starting a family in America is probably the worst thing you could do with your life. It's actually literally hell on earth, starting a family in America. And not because of the kid, because of the court. Not because of the woman, not because of the kid, because of the court. Because the woman thinks that she's all this. She's so entitled. She's a 10 out of 10 when she's fucking fat as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And then she got bored and divorced you, took half of your shit. You pay child support. You can't see your kids. There's girls out there living off of child support and alimony. They don't work. While you're working 80 hours a week just to afford the bare minimum because your house got took, your car got took, they're living off of your alimony and child support. And they do this to multiple men. There's literally courses out there that teach women to do this to multiple men. And they'll make 60, 70, 80, 90, even 6 figures a year and not work just from alimony and child support. You know what I'm saying? And then they still get food stamps and all this. Come on now. And then you have to send your kid to the school, the government, so they can brainwash your kid to be just like you. Your kid's going to end up just like you. They're going to think that working hard is worth it. They're going to think that putting in the hours is worth it. They're going to think that if you're nice to someone and start a family, it will be worth it. They're going to think that life in America is worth the grind when it's not. You could go somewhere else. I'm going to Vietnam in February, where you could get a 3-bedroom. Man, I just saw a video, 3-bedroom house. $470. I gotta react to it so I can show you. 3-bedroom house with a nice living room, 3 stories, 3-story building. You know what I'm saying? $470 a month in Vietnam. Luxury crib, 12-minute drive from the beach. Food, $1.50 per meal. You know what I'm saying? You can eat out for all 3 meals every single day, and coffee and smoothies and shakes and desserts and all of this. You can eat out 3 meals and all of that extra stuff for like $5 a day. You can go you can have an emergency, because how often do you have an emergency? I'm 20 years old. I haven't had an emergency since I was like 7. I haven't had been in an ambulance since I was 7. You know what I'm saying? Most people have never been in an ambulance. How often will you have a medical emergency? You won't. But if you do, it's not going to cost $50,000, $100,000. It will cost you only $1,100. You know what I'm saying? They'll get the job done. You will be safe. You will be healthy. You don't need all that extra BS that they charge thousands and thousands and trillions in America for. You know what I'm saying? You could live a 10 times better life for 1/5 of the price. Really less than that. If you make... if you spend the average amount of money in America, right? So you work 40 to 50 hours a week, you spend $2,200 on rent, you spend $500-$600 on food. If you have health insurance, if you're lucky enough, blessed by God, to afford health insurance, you probably spend $1,000 on that. Your car notes probably is $700 average. Student loans, I don't know anything about that, but it's probably high. It's probably $600 average. Let's just look at all the expenses. The average person in America spends well over $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month on their expenses. So if you go overseas and spend $800 a month and live a way better lifestyle, what percent is that? You're living a 5-10 times better lifestyle for like 12, 13, 14, 15% of the price. You know what I'm saying? Life in America is not worth the grind. There's way better out there. You just gotta do your research, make a plan, and stick to it. Don't accept don't accept the American dream. This fake concept. Don't accept it. Go out there, do your research, put the work in, and get out of here. With that being said, remember, no matter what happens, as long as you're alive, life goes on.